Okay, so we got quite a massive info dump this morning. I woke up earlier than this. I checked this hours ago, and I was just like, I'm in no position to do this, so I just put on a different tab and tried to get back to sleep and failed. So, we got information on Furina. I opened the old one as well, just so I can compare the two, because I think it's important here, because something that was missing in the original that's present in this one is the vision, which is only associated with the Archons. Only they get that. So this one is representing the entity we know as Focalors, while the other one, for some reason, does not, which is the one that we were interacting with this entire time. Which, in a way, makes a strange amount of sense, because in the special program trailer, there's a brief instance where we see a black box kind of room that this version of Furina is inside of, which I presume is inside the Oratrice, which would imply that her divine power and a part of herself was within the Oratrice, like a lot of people, including me, were thinking. So, she could feel joy, sorrow, everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited or as meek as vulnerable as she wished. As far as I'm concerned, her very imperfections are what make her perfect. A sinner's confession full of love and regret. The question is, who is the sinner? And this is a kicker that's confusing, because the original has it marked as nurses, meanwhile this one does not. It's like everything else matches aside from this. And this is based, like, I saw the Twitter post and opened this in preparation for making a video like this. So this is a combination, the Hoyo Lab posts are a combination of the two tweets that they normally release on the characters. So, as the voices of doubt have bubbled up like a torrent, she has been forced to adopt a higher spirited and more unyielding demeanour in her defence, but she must continue to fulfil her duties at hand, and can't possibly let her weakness be exposed through the rise and fall of her emotions. The advent of an impending disaster, long foretold by ancient prophecy, draws near. Faced with such times, what is a god to do? More than anyone, she wishes she knew. From an onlooker's perspective, she seemed distracted and weary, but she waves this off as a simple lack of sleep. As the Regina, loved and respected by her people, how could she let such buzzing naysayers get to her? No matter how chaotic and urgent things get, she can't allow herself to drop the ball now. Nor can she let all those years of hard work come to nothing. Beloved by all, the one and only star of this grand opera, whether lonely, helpless in pain or in sorrow, and even if it means taking all the misery of the world onto her shoulders, her will to protect the people of Fontaine, every last one of them, has never faltered. Hell yes. Hell yes. Meanwhile, the mention of her tears being acknowledged by the Fountain of Lucine. But here's the comparison. We finally get the vision in the back, which is associated with the Archons. Obviously, her design has changed quite significantly with the black, the shortened hair. It's like her undercut, her shorts. Then you've got the vision, which obviously is not present on the version that we met at the beginning of the story. It's like, my hope is the implication is that she will return to being whole after the story is over, because in the special program I didn't get a good glimpse of it. Someone might have. When the form change happens, I'm pretty sure that, based on what I saw, this version also has the vision present. It's not this symbol anymore. That no longer exists on the design of the playable version. And then obviously her expression's different too, and the frill on her hat. But it's gonna be fun. And something else that really caught me off guard, that I just wasn't prepared for, is this. Which What original sin does the god of justice who claims to judge the gods herself bear? One cannot make an enemy of the divine. If the heavenly principles are not to be defied, the answer shouldn't be to bow one's head and wait for death. Instead, let there be a spin, a hop, and a skip. Then let the sinner take a final bow. This brings up questions about what we knew, or more what I knew about this, because so far she should be one of the few gods that has absolutely no idea about the heavenly principles or have never any personal interaction with them, based on what we know about Focalors / Furina. Because in the case of Venti and Zhongli, they were part of the original 7. In the case of A, she ruled jointly with the original 7, so she was present at the time when the heavenly principles were active. And then in the case of Nahida, because of the way Irmin's soul wiped out Rukkhadevata from existence, Nahida has technically been the god the entire time, so she is technically one of the original 7. Even though we know she's not, reality modified to make that the case. So, this new Archon, we know that she likely pre-existed the death of Egeria because it was mentioned that it's a prophecy left behind by her predecessor, but where did she hear it from? Either direct interaction or in passing. The question is, did she personally meet Egeria and know her before she ascended to Archonhood? Because Egeria herself is one of the few examples of a god we know of that was created specifically to be an Archon. She was created by one of the Shades of Fanes, and this is mentioned in the Wind Glider from Fontaine's reputation rank, which I personally don't have on my account yet. I'm very close though. But this implies that everything she's been doing is basically pointing a sword upwards, which is interesting, because it obviously makes it clear why New Valet's involved and why she likely helped him. But it also draws up a lot on just how against this she is, because we've gone through quite the jump on Furina. Originally, when I first saw the gem description, I mentioned this before, I thought she was being arrogant, but now that's flipped on its head. It's the complete opposite. She's willing to judge herself and the other gods because no one else can. But her idea of what the judgment is likely goes against what Fanes or the heavenly principles would want for this world. Considering New Valet, the boy's fully ascended description implies that he gets the Gnosis back, which is there's no chance that that's fine with the heavenly principles. After all, if that were the case, why would they remove them in the first place? It's part of the dragon's authority. So yeah, this is gonna be very, very interesting. May as well do an event that makes me at least somewhat happy. Oh, look, the seahorse. A large number of clockwork packs have gone missing. The owner wishes to recover them as soon as possible. This is internationally renowned ace detective, is he? To get to the bottom of things, you a detective, are we sure? Her posturing. The little head scratch, that's a me thing. There's a trusty assistant when you need one. You summoned the seahorse though. No. No, go fetch New Valet. He is the most reliable. Okay, camera. That is an excited expression. Cute. Fair. Okay. Okay, scratch marks, fair. Hey. Our girl. God, my eye. Cute little event. The cake! Just pulls out of nowhere, fair. The dogs! Oh, look. Melusine, grab. All the phantom aberrations. Neuvillette would know a thing about them. It's not like he committed genocide on them for his mats. Oh, its head poked up, fair. Yes. Imagine being the Archon and having this much free time. Aww.